Alright guys, Forsaken just got even more interesting, including a new concepted redesign, a completely forgotten collab, and even voice lines secretly removed. Let's get into it! So there was actually an older collab that people have started talking about again, and it's one that never ended up going anywhere. Literally about a year ago now, Forsaken announced a collaboration that was supposed to open the door for working with games outside of Roblox, and this was with just shapes and beats. At the time, this sounded like a huge step forward for the game because it meant Forsaken wasn't just staying within Roblox, it was potentially expanding into something much bigger. But ever since that announcement, we've had nothing. There hasn't been any official information about what was supposed to be added to Forsaken, or even what Forsaken was meant to bring to their game. And because of that, people have started calling this collab a nothing burger, with some even saying the collab was quietly dropped after them hearing about came out. Now, what makes this even more interesting is that there were actually some really high-quality fan-made concepts created around this collab, with Chashi's working on multiple designs that gave us a glimpse of what this crossover is to have looked like if it actually went through. One of these skins potentially a part of the collab was to Time Hero. This wasn't just a simple reskin either, it was designed with a variety of custom animations and effects. It featured a depleting health bar, a scarf with a pixel fading animation, and into Time's second life, there was multiple color variations, making it look like 1x's milestone for skin. Then there was the Cool Kid-like in concept, which also had a lot of detail put into it. This design included a cape, and there was a render of this was even found by Chashi's, which was when they were actively working on the skin but never showcased it. None of these skins were ever greenlit or officially confirmed, and the Forsaken team hasn't shared any real details about what happened. Some people believe the collab was only announced to make things feel official or to show appreciation for the designs, but overall, it just seems like the project fell through completely. Should Forsaken actually collab with them now? There have also been a lot of redesigns and updates to skins that the community has been working on recently, especially with for characters like To Time. We've already seen some of these ideas actually make it into the game, but there are still a lot of older skins that haven't really been touched at all. And one of the biggest ones people keep bringing up is Butcher Slasher. Now, if you didn't know, Butcher Slasher is actually based on Emesis Blue, which is a Source filmmaker movie, and while the skin already looks somewhat similar to its reference, it's one of those skins that barely anyone uses anymore. Even though it matches with Dr. Ludwig, since they both come from the same SFM, there still isn't a proper LMS between them, which feels like a missed opportunity and something that would fit perfectly in Forsaken. With this, Executioner decided to take things further and make a full redesign concept for the skin, and this is where things start to get really interesting. The redesign adds a lot more detail to the clothing, making it look much closer to the original Emesis Blue version, and it also includes a highly detailed mask that makes the skin stand out way more compared to what we currently have in-game. There are actually two versions of this concept as well. One shows his while the other version takes it even further, showing him completely burnt, which fits the theme but might be a bit too much depending on Forsaken's age rating. And on top of that, Executioner didn't just stop at the design, he also came up with some really unique mechanics for how the skin would work in-game. During Raging Pace, his burnt face would actually come out, adding a really creepy effect. Then during Gashing Wound, instead of using his usual weapon, he would pull out an MP5 with a full custom animation, which would easily make this one of the most unique skins in the game. A lot of people are already calling this peak design, and it's easy to see why. The only real concern is that the face might need to be toned down slightly so it doesn't push the game into a higher age rating, especially with all the changes Roblox is making right now. Executioner has also said they want to get in contact with the Forsaken team, so there's actually a chance we could see something like this added in the future. With Executioner also planning to work on the Dr. Ludwig redesign, which is perfect for both of them matching with each other, then all we need is that LMS theme. Do you think more skins should get redesigns like this? And another change that a lot of players didn't expect actually involves one of the most popular skins for 1X, and that's the Betrayed 1X skin. This was a fan favorite for a long time, mainly because of its voice lines, which made the skin feel a lot more unique compared to others in the game. Those voice lines were added a while ago and quickly became one of the main reasons people liked using the skin in the first place. They gave it personality and made it stand out, especially during matches where you could actually hear them in-game. From what we know, this happened because the voice actor decided to remove them from Forsaken, as they no longer wanted their voice to be used in the game. There hasn't been much detail shared beyond that, but the result is that the skin feels very different now. Because of this, the price of the skin was also reduced from $1,750 down to just $450, which basically turns it into a standard 1X skin rather than something special. And without those iconic voice lines, a lot of players feel like it's lost what made it worth buying in the first place. So there was this collab skin that was released a while ago that was extremely hard to get, the Narrator Noli skin. This skin was from TDS, where you had to play the narrator event and beat hard mode, which even players who have been playing the game for ages were still struggling to complete. The skin will become unobtainable but will later return permanently through a new method, most likely by earning a badge in TDS. Many people are frustrated, since the skin was originally supposed to be limited, and making it available again feels like it removes the effort and exclusivity for those who earned it during the event. Some also say it was the worst way to do a collab, since players were thrown straight into the final boss instead of being eased in. Others feel that if there was always going to be a permanent method, the skin should have launched with an easier badge instead. People are now expecting it to return around April, June, possibly tied to story mode, meaning you may have to clear multiple maps before even attempting to unlock it. Even an event helper said it is going to be a nightmare, possibly taking longer than getting the Martyr 1X skin. Do you think this skin should have stayed limited? Many skins were brought back into the game from the previous April Fool's event in 2025. However, one specific skin was missing from the update, the MX skin. Its permissions were pulled, meaning it is no longer in the game and has instead been replaced with the movie skin. Many people are very disappointed to see the MX skin replaced, with a lot of frustration from players saying they replaced the GOAT with a fraud. They feel the movie skin isn't worth it and looks awful compared to the MX skin, especially for those who have been waiting over a year for its return. It still disappointed them that a skin they had exclusivity to has now been changed after the update. The situation has worsened with the appearance of the Wiga skin, which is actually a developer-exclusive skin. While it looks similar to the movie's skin, it features a completely different redesign. This version is based on Wiga, whereas the movie's version is just an inverted Luigi. It also has a completely different charge, with no real animations, making it look more like a jump scare coming toward you. Even the icon is entirely different from the movie's skin and looks much more cursed. Team Boom got access to this skin early and showcased the differences between the two. A lot of people are annoyed that this version wasn't released to the public, or that the movie's skin wasn't updated to match it, since the current version doesn't look as good as the concept art. Some are even saying that this should have been the replacement for MX from the start. Do you think the movie's skin is a bad replacement? So Forsaken have way more to add in-game to make it way better. What should be added? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.